When it comes down to it, we all know Europe gets stiffed when it comes to video games. Games getting delayed, games getting banned, although we do get the occasional game that isn't released elsewhere. But I'm not going to talk about games that are only released in Europe, but games that are altered for release in Europe. I'll start off with a game called Probotector. Looks familiar, doesn't it? That's because it's the European release of Contra. Yep, Contra with robots. The arcade version of Contra was released intact in Europe with the title Grisel, but when the Nintendo version was released, Konami changed Bill and Lance into two robots and renamed it Probotector, a combination of the words robot and protector. The reason the game was altered was because of a law in Germany that didn't allow humans to kill other humans in video games. Turok on the N64 suffered too, only it was just the enemies that were changed into robots. Contra Legacy of War was the first Contra game to be released in Europe unchanged, but the Wii's Virtual Console still lists the old games as Probotector, probably to avoid confusion. Star Fox was changed for release in Europe too, but it was only its name that was changed to Star Wing. It's usually claimed that this was due to Nintendo fearing legal action due to the existence of an Atari game called Star Fox released in 1983. This older game was trademarked in Europe but not in America. Others say the same reason, but for a different game by however the hell you pronounce that, also called Star Fox for the Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum and the Amstrad CPC. But the British Nintendo official magazine said it was due to there being a company in Germany called Star Vox, and their names were too similar, causing more confusion, so no one really knows for sure. Star Fox 64's name was also changed, but not to Star Wing 64 like you'd think, but to Lilac Wars for some reason. Now though, the games are named how they're supposed to be. Some games have more content than their American counterparts. Metroid Prime had some altered logbook entries, and a narrator was added in to the intro and ending.
The cosmos. In the vast universe, the history of humanity is but a flash of light from a lone star.
Metal Gear Solid games also have extra features, such as the casting theatre and the European Extreme Mode, which is too hardcore for Americans. It's not just games which are changed, but consoles as well, like the Super Nintendo, but that was changed for America instead. The American SNES looks like this, but the PAL version looks the same as the Super Famicom, as do the games. The Genesis is called the Genesis because the name Mega Drive was already trademarked in America, but everywhere else it's called the Mega Drive. You probably knew that already.